Hi, my name is Alyson Horning, and I am a senior at Drexel University. I am pursuing my bachelor's degree in nutrition and foods, and I am also in the lactation consultant program here at Drexel. When I transferred to Drexel, I came here with an associate's degree in exercise science, so living a healthy lifestyle has always been a very big part of my life and something that's very important to me, and I'm always learning new things and I'm yearning to learn more. So I really am excited about this dietetic internship just to expand my knowledge and work with some like-minded people. So going into the interview questions, describe a time in which I took initiative above and beyond what was expected of me. So I've been working at a restaurant for about 8 years now. I started out there as a waitress and I worked my way up to being a bartender, and now I am a manager there. So there was one night specifically, it was a Friday night, it was very busy. We were short a manager that night, we were short a waitress, and we were short a host, and I was bartending with another bartender. So it wasn't very busy at first when we first got there, but around 7 o'clock we got a really big dinner rush, so it got kind of crazy in there. So we had a very long wait. Waitresses weren't able to clean their tables. We had people getting really angry. A lot of the customers were getting angry. So I decided to just stop. I told the bartender I was working with, I said, listen, I have to go help everybody. I'm just going to leave you here. And then I had the closing waitress help him out and make some drinks for the service bar. So I went up to all the customers that were waiting in line. I explained the situation to them, and I told them that they could feel free to go grab a drink from the bar while they waited, and I told them that we would get them seated as soon as we possibly could. I then went into the kitchen. I just ran all of the food that was sitting up in the window. I ran all the food that was in the kitchen because all the servers were too busy to be able to go back there and run their own food. Once all the food was run, I went into the dining room and I decided to clear off all the dirty tables. I wiped them down, I set them, and then whenever I had a free open table, I went up to the front and I sat people at those tables. And since the waitresses were still really busy, I decided to take their drink order, bring them their drinks, just so they felt like they were taken care of until someone came up to them and took their order, because I learned that the most important thing really is just letting customers know that you haven't forgotten them and that you know that they're there. So once I kind of did all these things and I got everybody got everything in order, I was able to go back to the bar and everything kind of ran smoothly after that. And I had some customers come up to me and ask me if they could speak to my boss because they were so appreciative of what I did. And honestly, I don't do these things because I want any recognition at all. I honestly just want everybody to think highly of our restaurant, and if everybody's on the same page and you give customers good satisfaction and good service, then everybody's happy, and that makes me happy. So customers did actually call my boss the next day and put in a good word for me, and that's how I got asked to be a manager. An example of when I had to build rapport with a peer, customer, or manager. So right now in the lactation consultant program, I am actually working at WIC, and I am working in North Philly. So I'm working with a lot of low-income African-American moms and families. So right off the bat, I come in there and I'm a blonde white girl, and they don't really trust me initially. So I really have to gain their trust and take time to talk with them and build that trust and build that relationship. So the way I do that specifically with a client that came in, she was having trouble with breastfeeding, and I kind of just wanted to get down to the bottom of it because she wasn't really telling us much. So I was able to sit down with her in the rocking chairs. We have a room with rocking chairs, and I just started having some small talk with her because I could tell that she did not trust me initially. I asked her how her ride in was that day, if it took her a long time. I asked her if she had any other children, how old they were, how they liked the new baby, things like that. And once we started chatting, I could tell she started to trust me some more because she really started opening up. And we actually ended up sitting there for about 45 minutes just talking, and she was really opening up to me, and we were able to get down to the bottom of why her breastfeeding experience was not going as planned. And honestly, it was a lot that had to do with her home life. She didn't have a lot of support at home, and we were able to take some steps to start fixing that problem. I could tell that she was happy with the results that we got. We were able to latch the baby on, and she was comfortable with me helping her out with all of that, so that was great. And she left a really happy camper. I could tell that she was really hopeful, and we had a follow-up appointment with her about a month later, and we were able to find out that everything was going great, and she really turned everything around. So that was really a nice experience for me. There are some characteristics of Aramark Dietetic Internship that led me to apply. So while reading about Aramark, I saw that Aramark encourages innovation, enhances critical thinking skills, promotes teamwork, and develops leadership skills. So encouraging innovation, I'm really always into learning new things. I really want to know what the new best thing is with nutrition, and I think that your internship could really support that and help me with those things and always make me learn more. My critical thinking skills, although Drexel is great with critical thinking and it really gets you to think outside of the box, nothing is like hands-on experience, and I'm able to think critically in the classroom, but being on the floor and working with other people and being able to think critically, that's something that I would really, really benefit from, and I think that I would get that with your internship as well. Teamwork, I've learned that teamwork is super important, especially in the healthcare field. Everybody working together, whether you're a doctor, a physician, a PT, nutrition, everybody needs to work together to treat the patient with the best care that's possible. So I'm really into teamwork. I really like to hear what other people have to say so I have a better understanding of what I'm doing and just hearing different opinions. It's always great to hear different opinions. And lastly, developing leadership skills. I do think I have some leadership skills, but sometimes a leadership skill that works in the restaurant industry doesn't always work in a hospital setting or a clinical setting. So I am always willing to learn with leadership, and I think that I could provide some really great ideas with leadership as well. What professional strength do you possess that makes you a great fit for the Aramark program? So a lot of my classmates always tell me, and my friends, that I'm very calm, I'm grounded when I'm at work or if I'm at school, and I'm just able to kind of diffuse situations, which I think is really important, especially in stressful situations. And I'm sure in a clinical setting, there's a lot of high stress experiences that we're going to face. So I think having someone like me who's able to calm things down and kind of get everybody on the same page is something very beneficial to have. For example, in the classroom, there's about 10 of us in my major, and we had a lot going on one week. We had a couple tests, we had some assignments, and on top of that, 3 of us had clinical hours. And I was in the classroom one day, and everybody was kind of freaking out about it. I stood up in front of the class, and I said, close your eyes. I had everybody close their eyes, take 3 deep breaths in and out, in through your nose, out through your mouth, and just kind of just relax a little bit. And it actually worked really well, and everybody said, okay, I just need to take a minute, take a breather, and then I just told everyone, I said, one step at a time. Whatever is due first, tackle that, completely finish that. Don't try to do a million things at once because that's not going to work. That's just going to stress you out, and then you're going to have a bunch of half-done projects. So finish what's due first, get that done, now worry about the next thing. One thing at a time, and everything will be okay. And I think everybody is really appreciative of that because I know how hard it can be just to freak out. And luckily, I do yoga and I work out a lot, and that has really taught me to just kind of take a breather and take things slow. So there are many expenses associated with the internship. So how will I pay for that? So I do work. I've been working for a very long time. I do have money saved, but I also will be applying for loans. So I'll be paying for Aramark with loans, and also I do plan to work on the side. I actually recently got my spin certification, so I plan to get a job as a spin instructor in addition to doing the internship because I figure I really like working out, and that kind of keeps me grounded and allows me to, release stress. So if I'm able to work as a spin instructor, I could get my workout in and also make money at the same time just for living expenses. So that's my plan. And do I plan to pursue the MS degree? I do not plan to pursue the MS degree. I do want a master's at some point, but I think the internship program is going to help me figure out what I want to get my master's in. I don't think I want to get it in nutrition necessarily, but I do want to get a master's in some other health-related field. So I do think that the internship will definitely help me decide that. Thank you, and I look forward to talking with you soon. Thanks.